I will be discussing some citrus scents today. Citrus is also one of my absolute favorite notes in perfume. A lot of people love freshies, and I'm no exception. Freshies, one thing that you need to know about the citrus perfumes is that typically citrus is the first note that goes bad. So you do not want to accumulate a lot of citruses like I did, because chances are they are going to go rancid first. So if you love a citrus, just use the bottle and then buy a new one, or buy maybe 2 or 3 options, and then you use it up, and then you buy a new one for the new season. So I have 11 scents in my collection that I absolutely adore. Again, it's hard to rank these, but I know people love ranking, so I will try my best to rank my collection for you. So at the bottom of my list, at the number 11 spot, is Seven Virtues. It's basically an orangey scent. It's called Clementine Dream. It's more of a clementine and blackcurrant type scent, so it's not lemony. It has some magnolia in it, which makes it really interesting, and then some vanilla at the base. It's a relatively inexpensive option if you're into citruses, and you're not necessarily looking for a lemony scent. It's a beautiful freshie. It's not super long lasting, but it's very, very pleasant, and if you're on a lower budget, this is a really, really great option for you. Now on the number 10 spot, I have a bottle from a collection of Atelier d'Or. So this one, I think I featured some of the other bottles in the collection in other videos. Has these beautiful gold flakes that are floating around the bottle. Be careful, they can clog the atomizer. And it's called Blanc Polychrome. It's a nice citrusy option. It's also not the most expensive perfume in the collection from the ones that I'm going to show you. This one has some lemon, some mandarin orange, rhubarb, petitgrain, jasmine, lavender, fig, musk, and some moss at the base. I enjoy this scent. Again, it's not very loud, and it's not super projecting either, but it's a perfect summery scent. It's citrusy, definitely. It's a little spicy when you smell it. It's a spicy, very pleasant, citrusy, light scent. You most likely have to reapply this throughout the day. It's not going to last you the whole day, but most people use citrusy scents in the summertime, and it is a perfect summertime perfume. It lasts just enough, just as long as you need it. Number 9 that I want to talk about is Byredo Sun Dazed. Now, this is a discontinued perfume, but you could still find it. Just like I was able to track it down on mostly on the secondary market. Sun Dazed is, it could be a little harsh to some people. It has some mandarin orange, some lemon, California lemon on the top, some neroli, jasmine, cotton candy, and white amber, white musk. So here the neroli is super, super strong. So when you spray this out, the first time I smelled this, it took me back a little bit, because the neroli is very, very heavy here. But it is a beautiful neroli. If you enjoy neroli, it mixes well with the mandarin and the lemon. But the neroli here is super prominent, almost a little bit bitter. When you wear this in the summer, it is a beautiful, relatively longer lasting for a citrus. Lingers on the skin, and it is really, really beautiful as it opens up in the skin, especially in the heat. Number 8, I have for you Orange Crush from Fugazi. I'm a huge fan of Fugazi perfumes. I have a lot of big bottles. I even ordered more big bottles since my video that featured Fugazi perfumes. Maybe I have to do a part 2 soon. This one has mostly orange. You smell mostly orange on top, but it also has some citrus, some bergamot, black currant, white amber, akigala wood, musk, ambret, and some oak moss. I enjoy this so much because this one is very different from most citrus scents. What I smell here mostly is orange. It's photorealistic orange peel, as if you just peeled an orange and you're about to bite into it. You smell the peel as you throw it in the garbage, as you hold it in your hand, and you smell your hand, and you still smell it a little bit on your hand. That's what it smells like to me. It's not too lemony. The bergamot doesn't come out as much. Definitely smells some fruitiness from the black currant and some woodiness. It dries down to a beautiful deep woody scent. So this is the extrait. I had samples, both the extrait and the regular EDP version. I find the extrait much better. It's a little bit stronger and deeper. So if you decide to buy this from Fugazi, definitely opt for the extrait version. So this was number 8. Now I want to talk to you about number 7, which might surprise some people why I put this here, and it's Wild Vetiver from Creed. I put this on the 7th spot simply because I think there are much better citrusy scents out there. There are much better freshies out there, but it is worth exploring if you're into Creed. I love Creed. It's one of my favorite brands. This one has bergamot, pink pepper, some rose, black currant, geranium, vetiver, cedarwood, and amberwood. With this one, I mentioned it in the other video, it's a little rose heavy. So you still get that beautiful fresh citrusy scent, especially when it dries down on your skin, but the rose might be a little shocking to some people, especially in the male audience, because it does have a much stronger rose note than what you would expect from a freshie. But to my nose, especially on skin, as it dries down, more of that beautiful vetiver and citrusy notes come out. So don't be scared of the rose, because it is drying down and it becomes a beautiful citrus in the end. Next, another Creed for you that I put a little bit higher on the list. I just enjoy it a little bit more. It's Creed's Adventus. So I love both the For Her and the male version of Adventus. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about exchanging the female version to a male version. I just enjoy it a little bit more. The female version has green apple, bergamot, some lemon, patchouli, pink pepper, violet, musk, rose, sandalwood, black currant, peach, and some ylang. Now, you don't get to dissect these notes with just like with older Creeds. You don't really smell these individual notes. It's more of a zingy, beautiful zingy citrus. The male version has pineapple, jasmine, and birch instead of the violet and the peach. To my nose, the male version is a little more zingy, a little bit more citrusy. So if you're looking for that crisp citrus scent, I think the men's version gives it to you a lot more. I'm unfortunately never experienced the original releases, but what I'm reading online from a lot of people is that the original releases were much stronger, longer lasting, better projecting. These are a little bit weak, on the weaker side, but in the summer, you don't need a very strong perfume, especially during the day when it's really hot outside. So it serves its purpose. But even for women, I would recommend, if you love this scent profile, to check out the men's version, because to my nose, it's a better blended citrus than the woman's version. Next, I have Aqua de Santos from House of Beau on the number fifth spot. So as I already featured House of Beau in my other video, they come with this beautiful stone cap. Aqua de Santos has this bluish, grayish marble on top, in a beautiful bottle, beautiful presentation. Aqua de Santos features some lavender, some lime, aldehydes, neroli, kumquat, thyme, vetiver, angelica, and cedar. I find this very, very similar to Celine's Parade, which we're going to talk about soon. But it is a very good option for people who love this scent profile, and if you could find it on more discounted price, either on the secondary market, or maybe you could find it on sale. Oops, my top came off. Then I would definitely recommend this bottle. It's a hidden gem. I don't know how many people know about this in their regular rotation. Oh, beautiful. It is a beautiful, beautiful citrus. The lavender doesn't come out as much. It's blended to perfection, so you don't smell the lavender too much here. It's just this very, very pleasant, citrusy neroli with the vetiver. Definitely you smell the vetiver. So for guys, but even for women, I enjoy this scent profile. So I use this for myself. It's a nice, pleasant citrus, and it will linger on your skin. It's pretty long lasting. I love this one. Now, next I'm going to talk about Parade, right? Celine's Parade, which is very, very similar to Aqua de Santos. I don't know which one came first, I didn't check, but it is very, very similar. Parade is also used by men and women. All of these are pretty unisex to my nose. Parade is almost identical to Aqua de Santos, has some neroli, some vetiver, bergamot, oak moss, and musk. So even the notes are pretty identical. There's a lot of fakes. Be careful with Celine. Ton of fakes on the market. There are some things that you could look at to make sure that you're buying an authentic bottle. When you buy a Celines are very, very light. All the scents are very gentle, well blended, but super gentle. They're not powerhouses. But if you get your hands on an authentic Parade, it does last on the skin. You could smell it on yourself, and it does last on the skin a very long time. I'm not sure if I didn't have both, which one I would recommend more, Parade or Aqua de Santos. I guess it depends on your preference of the bottle, and really it's almost the same scent. So whichever you can get for a better price, I guess. Okay, next up I have Louis Vuitton's Imagination. The last three really are almost a tie, so I don't think one is significantly better than the other. Depends on my mood. Sometimes I prefer one or the other. So Imagination from Louis Vuitton is obviously not a very cheap option for you. This is a beautiful citrus. What differentiates this from the others is that it does have a soapy dry down, so you have to be into that. The other ones dry down more of a citrus scent. They come as citrus scent, they leave as citrus, or they dry down in some kind of woody notes, like the Orange Crush. This one has a very, very heavy soapy dry down, so it makes you feel very clean, very put together, very elegant. It's a very elegant citrusy scent. A lot of guys love this. I adore this as well as a woman. I think it's beautiful, and it really projects really well. Next up, I have Oolong Cha from Nishani. This one is my all-time favorite citrusy tea scent. It's a relatively complex scent. It has bergamot, orange, mandarin orange, some tea, nutmeg, fig, and musk. I love figs, fig perfumes, and this one literally has all the notes that make a freshie literally perfect. It's not soapy. It's very pleasant, very harmonious. It's zingy. It has tea. It has a bit of a green note from the fig. It's just really, really beautiful in the summertime. When you put this on and go to the pool and you're smelling yourself, it's super fresh, invigorating. That's the best word for this. It's fresh and invigorating, and it is good for men and women together. I cannot recommend this high enough. The price is phenomenal. The performance is great. And if you cannot splurge on imagination or wild whatever, I'm telling you, you're gonna be so happy with this one. This is really, really top of the line, beautiful citrus. And then the last one that I want to talk about is Neroli Out Renoir from Guerlain. There are some other citruses in the Guerlain line, and I'm going to review all my Guerlain scents in another video. Neroli Plain Sod is another one. Also, we have a couple of others, Vetiver, and some other ones, Herbus Turbulentus, that you could try, which is also a beautiful citrus scent. But I prefer Neroli Out Renoir. Out of all the citruses that Guerlain offers, I think this one is the best in quality and the complexity of the scent, and when it comes to longevity and projection and everything together. So this one has some petitgrain, bergamot, tangerine, lemon, grapefruit, some tea note, neroli orange blossom, vanilla, oak moss, benzoin, and some amber. So it is a very complex perfume. Guerlain is also typically not a powerhouse. You're buying Guerlain for the quality and the elegance and the beautiful bottles. The scents are blended to perfection. There is no power, there's no other perfume house that can mix and blend perfumes like Guerlain does. It's top of the line. Beautiful vanilla comes through, beautiful tea note comes through, very, very elegant. You could smell this on your skin. This is a perfect summer set. So this would be my top recommendation for you. Of course, you can buy a smaller bottle, you can buy decants, but Neroli Out Renoir is really the top of the line citrus scent. Really the last three, Imagination and Oolong Cha and Neroli Out Renoir, are the three that I would recommend the most. But if you work on a budget, then of course the other options are just as good. I have tried several citrus perfumes, and really these were the best of the best.